to another episode of me reviewing. What is it called? Shit. There we go. The Academy by Sapphire on Now That's TV, episode 5. I do believe it's episode 5. Yes. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. I got lashes on, they hurt. So, it pans out in the beginning, right? It goes to Queen D bitching at pretty much Jess, and Jess is just chilling with ET. And I don't know if they're sitting there smoking or they're just chilling, but they're chilling. And then Queen D is popping her shit. She's like, I can't even think about what the fuck she's saying, but she's just saying some dumb shit. Pretty much she's saying that she's not scared of Jess and all this other shit. And she's like, I'm from New York, you're from Philly, come on. And I was just like, oh my gosh, damn bitch. Like, first of all, what does cities mean about fighting? Nothing. It literally means nothing. You're from New York, you can't fight. So it means nothing. So, you know, she keeps popping her shit. She's like, oh, well, pretty much popping her shit to the point where she's antagonizing Jess, where Jess wants to, like, whop her ass. And that's what happens. Jess goes up immediately. Doo-doo. Well, it's more like open hand hits. But regardless, Queen D didn't have a chance, right? So the security pulls them apart, right? That's when Jess goes outside and Queen D starts being upset, yelling, screaming continuously, and start throwing shit. And ET's like, hey, I just cleaned the kitchen. And, excuse me, and it just goes back to Queen D acting ridiculous. So then it goes to Jess and ET outside, and Jess is pretty much saying, like, it's weird, like she has PTSD, or like she's having some type of trauma response to the household because of how chaotic it is, or it can be at times. So after that, then it pans. What does it pan to? It's pretty much the girls talking about what happened. So Sapphire, I think that was the first fight, not the first, but we're gonna just get through it. So Sapphire goes in the rooms, right? She hands them their new little outfits because they have a day, so they have different outfits or whatever. And she's like, oh, here's your outfits for the challenge tomorrow, but there is one rule: no jumping. That's the rule. And then Monty and Lacey was like, well, Monty said, we good, right? Because we didn't know that was the rule. And she's like, yeah, you're fine, but you know now, so don't let it happen again. And then they talked about what happened between Heaven and them, right? Whatever. Then it goes to Heaven, Hood Baby, Jess, and I'm not sure if it's not LaRue. It's someone else in the room. And she's talking about how, you know, like, the fight. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? The fight, pretty much, you know, like, she felt like it was unfair and shit like that. And then, like, people should have jumped in and assisted her if she was being jumped. You know, even though none of them are best friends. Like, nobody here are best friends. And then Hood Baby was trying to speak her piece, and Jess was trying to speak her piece. And then people are like, yeah, well, LaRue didn't do nothing. So then that was the end of that, right? Then we go to the challenge, right? I don't know if this is filmed in like spring. Well, it's not spring, obviously. But like fall or winter, because the girls look kind of cold, but don't really look cold. I don't know. You know, they be wearing fucking puffers in fucking LA when it's 60 degrees. It's not fucking cold. But over there, that's cold. So, I don't know when it's filmed, but they look kind of cold outside. So they're outside, and they're going to do this challenge. It's like an obstacle course. So they got to roll dice. I guess they have to blow some candles out. I'm not sure if that's what they have to do, because you can't really see it. But they have to do several things, right? So, in the beginning of that, you know, everybody's feeling real good. Queen D like, yeah, I'm gonna wreck this shit. I'm really gonna have it. Okay, well, she didn't have it. Um, so everyone goes through. There are the top three. Well, it was actually top four because two people were tied. But pretty much the winner was Naj. No, it was E.T. The winner was E.T. Naj was like second place with somebody else. So that was nice. It was cute. I was happy that E.T. won. I really like E.T. But did we notice that in the confessionals, right? E.T. was like, oh yeah, I play Jenga with my kids. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, how old are your kids? Because I'm thinking, like, when you play Jenga with someone, unless you're, like, playing with little kids, to play a good game of Jenga, they have to be at least, like, 7. You know? Yeah, 7. So, like, your kids are 7 and up, which is surprising because she doesn't look that old. But that's not my business. Whenever she had a baby is when she had a baby. But I didn't know she had kids. Like, Ichi just looks like a kidless person. Like, she's at every audition. She just does so much that would make me assume that she doesn't have kids. That's it. But more proud to her, the fact that she does have kids and she's still, like, going out here and getting her life. So, then, this is when Sapphire starts being Sapphire, Miss Counselor Lady. And it was nice. It was nice seeing the girls open up. So she went to Heaven. And y'all know I don't like Heaven. Heaven is not, I'm not a big fan of Heaven. I don't really like her. But to see her open up was nice. You know, she really got really deep with, you know, maybe why she's the way she is. And it was nice to see her say, like, hey, like, I think the underlying root of my issue is my mother and the way we were raised by my mother. Not necessarily the way she was raised was bad, but if she was raised with a little more love and compassion and understanding, maybe she would have turned out differently. Which is something that we all have to think about. Like, if our parents were different, we would turn out differently. So she's like, oh, well, you know, that's why she's not as loving to her kids as she would like to be, because she feels like, oh, well, just deal with it. Like, deal with the shit that you pretty much are handled, given. Ooh, shit. Looks like I couldn't speak. So then that ends, and then it goes. I think it's Lacey next. So then it's Lacey. I don't remember who's next, but I just know I'm gonna say the ones that I remember. So then it's Lacey, and Lacey pretty much just had a whole bunch of siblings, and she was raised by a single mom, but she didn't have really like underlying issues, which I'm not gonna say I don't necessarily feel is true, but there has to be something. Like, having a lot of siblings, something has to be missing, right? Like, you had to be like, there's no way possible that there are 6 or 7. It would be 7 of them. 7 of you, and every last one of you are getting ample amount of time from your parent, especially if it's only one. You know, like, mom has to work. She can't spend time with all 7 kids. You know, moms can try, but it's not successful all the time. So, from what she said, it was great. Childhood was amazing. But her biggest fear is losing her legs, which, when I thought about it, I was like, losing your legs traumatically is scary. But just like, I guess there's no way that you can't lose your legs traumatically. Yeah, so losing her legs was her biggest fear, which is understandable. That is pretty scary. I'm trying to think about a way you can't lose your legs traumatically. Yeah, so she was just like so happy to be like invited to the Academy by Sapphire Lord. And then we go to, who is next? I don't remember. We're gonna go to, it was somebody. Then it was like, I know, let's say Hood Baby. Let's go to Hood Baby. And it was nice to see Hood Baby, like, pretty much articulate herself without yelling or screaming or sounding like, someone who needs it. Like a homeless person, that's what it is. Um, and pretty much how she just wants to grow and develop. That's nice. And that if she was to win the 10K, she's going back to school to finish high school. Um, I don't want to judge anybody's like, what is the thing called? Now I don't want to say upbringing or like. I feel like she could have finished high school. I don't know what's going on, but you can get your GED. And I know that's not like graduating, but like it's a little something something. So it could be done, but I don't know how school systems are in her area. All I know about where I grew up at. So, um, then it was Monty, and Monty was talking about how I don't think she said anything really. Like, I don't know how bad her. She didn't say anything about her childhood, but she did say like her biggest fear is pretty much her not being able to control herself, and doing something that makes her wind up in jail for a very long time. And then Sapphire was like, "Oh, well, like who do you think we should grow the most?" And she said her baby, and I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." Like, obviously we're not there, so we don't notice the girl's growth when we watch. Like we're watching for entertainment purposes only. But to see her say, "Oh, well, I want to see her baby grow," like that's nice. I'm like, okay, I see you. That's somebody you can fuck with because as a woman, you should want to see other women win. Even if I don't fuck with you, even if I don't like you, like I still want to see you do well. And I always tell people like, I always tell somebody like when I start being friends with bitches, I'm like, oh, I just don't. It's not like I don't want to see you eat. You just can't eat at my table. That's it. So it's not like do well over there, but we just not cool. But I want you to do well over there. Like we could do well in the same area of life and everything. Like I don't give a fuck, but I just don't. We're not cool. So it's just nice to see that. And then it was Queen D, and Queen D talked about her childhood, pretty much how. Did she say her mom was an escort? I don't know if she said that. I do not want to say something that's not true, but if she said that, let me know. But she was pretty much saying how her parents were together, then her parents got divorced. Her mom just knew about looking good. Really didn't instill anything into them. Really didn't teach them anything. Pretty much cared about men more than she cared about her children. And that's a storyline for a lot of people. No bullshit. Like just it's sad to see how many women have babies. And I'm not saying like have a kid and then neglect that kid. I mean have slews of kids and then neglect them to be with men who have kids and take care of them or whatever the case may be. So it's just sad. So, Queen opened up about that and how pretty much she just wants to be a better person. She wants to get better. She wants to be a better businesswoman. And I fucks with it. Then we get to Shaba. And I don't know what the fuck Shaba was talking about. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Shaba was shopping. It could have been deep. I don't know. I kind of zoned out in that area. But then afterwards, right? I guess all the girls were together and they were singing the song Shabuya, right? And I guess she's mad drunk. Like Shaba's mad drunk. So her and LaRue get into it. And it's a back and forth for a little bit, and then she looks at LaRue and she's like, "Do you want to fight?" And LaRue's like, "Yeah." So they start fighting. And that's the end of the episode. It was good. This episode didn't have much in it, and I wasn't gonna wait like to make two and one because it's unnecessary. Because we could have like a lot of discussion in the comments about this. But I also want to thank everyone who has started to subscribe to my channel, everyone who's liking my videos and like watching them. I am very appreciative of every view, even if it's for 5 seconds. I appreciate everything because you honestly don't even have to click on the video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll be back next week with another episode of The Academy.